In this video, I'm going to explain about the OpenAI ChatGPT integration, which helps you to create AI chatbots in few minutes. So let's get started over here. And if you remember, our platform actually support multiple channels, so including Messenger, Instagram, web chat, and also if we go to the channels over here, we support WhatsApp, Google Business Messages, Voice, Telegram, Viber as well. So we support up to 9 channels at the moment. So let me go to the integrations over here. So you have to go to settings, integrations, and here you have to actually connect your ChatGPT API keys over here. So you can easily get your API keys from platform.openai/API keys. So if you actually go to this particular website address, or if you simply log in to platform.openai.com using your ChatGPT account, you can simply scroll to API keys and simply create a new API key over here and connect with our platform over here. And when you create, after you actually create the API keys, make sure the billing is active as well. So if you go to settings, click on billing and set up a payment information as well, but you will only be charged based on the usage. So if you don't use something, or if you don't actually send any sort of API request to this OpenAI, then you won't get charged at all. And actually this is very cheap. For example, let me show some usages over here. So if I go back to November over here, and as you see here, we spent only $3.7 and we actually sent activity. If I go 357 API request to this particular model, and 132 to this one, and GPT-4 we send this much request, something like that. So as you see, it's actually very cheap. So you just need to get the API keys from here and connect it on our platform. Once you have actually connected your API keys over here, you can simply click on edit over here, and here you can add whatever the business information over here. So what is a business information? So basically you can simply add some sort of introduction about your business, what services or what sort of services you are providing over there, and also you can even add few frequently asked questions, and also you can even add your contact information and also link to the social media as well. So this is just an example. So that's what you actually add over here. And apart from that business information, you can even add some prompts as well, such as you can actually tell the API or prompt the API to respond to the customer in just 1 to 2 sentences, or how to handle the tone of the customer. And even you can actually add the lead qualification and also lead generation process as well. For example, here we actually add both over here. For example, basically to sign up for the fitness newsletter, a particular customer should be in the Austin. So that's why we actually add a prompt over here. Follow this. To sign up for the fitness tips newsletter, follow this. Check if the customer is located in Austin. If the customer is not in Austin, politely convey that the weekly fitness tips service is exclusive to Austin residents. So when a particular customer tries to sign up for the fitness tips newsletter, so when they say some sort of a message and some sort of messages or to the chatbot, we will actually ask them, are they actually located in Austin or somewhere else? So if they say somewhere else, then we simply say that is that particular newsletter feature or newsletter available. So then we simply say they cannot actually sign up for the weekly newsletter. But if they say actually they are actually located in Austin, then we simply collect their name, email, and phone number. So I'm going to show everything in detail as well. And here we have this ChatGPT triggers as well. By default, you will see connect user to human. The reason is that you can, if you don't want, you can simply disable this one as well by clicking on that cross button over there. So this particular ChatGPT triggers allows a particular client or a customer who is interacting with your chatbot to talk to a human, or to assign the particular conversation to a human. So let's say if a particular customer says, I want to talk to a human, or can I talk with a human, so is there any human support available, something like that, this particular AI chatbot will automatically assign that particular conversation to an agent, and that particular conversation with that particular person will not be handled by AI chatbot. It should be handled by the agent. And after the agent actually handles the conversation, they can actually switch that particular conversation back to the bot as well. So I will show that everything over here as well. So here that's the idea of ChatGPT triggers, and you can even use ChatGPT triggers to collect the customer details. For example, to sign up for the fitness newsletter tips, we need to collect their name, email, and phone number. So I will explain how to create that one as well. And here you can choose the model. So when it comes to model, you can go with GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. Otherwise, you can also use GPT-4 or GPT-4 Turbo as well. And in terms of pricing, GPT-4 is 30 times expensive compared with GPT 3.5, and GPT 3.5 is the fastest model as well. And for the temperature, we usually go with 0.1, but you can actually change the temperature and test the output results as well. And maximum tokens, you can go with 250, or you can simply delete this number and keep it as optional as well. Keep it as 0, something like that as well. Not 0, you can simply delete and save it as well, so it will use whatever the tokens it wants. Otherwise, you can simply specify this one as 250 as well. And make sure this is active, automated responses active. So when this is active, so it says automatically use ChatGPT to respond to user messages before triggering the default reply. So when this is active, so we also have this default reply. So if a particular chatbot doesn't understand what the customer is saying, then usually this particular default reply will be triggered. So whatever the flow you actually set up will be triggered over here. So at the moment, none is set up. But if you activate these automated responses over here, instead of triggering this particular default reply, this will actually trigger the ChatGPT to respond to the customer if a particular question is not understandable by the particular chatbot. I will show a live demo as well, so do not worry. And here, if you see, we actually provided the business information in the textual format. Suppose if you also have some business information in the PDF file or in a Word document, you can actually create assistants over here. So if I go to click on manage over here, you can actually create assistants. So let me show how to. So if I add test name, so you can simply put what sort of name over here for the assistant, and here you can add the instructions. And as you see, you can also upload the file. As you see here, you can also upload the file. So based on that file, the chatbot will be able to answer the customer's questions as well. So even without uploading file, I can simply save this one as well. So let me save it. So what you do is, if you want that particular assistant to handle your chat automation, then you have to actually choose that particular assistant over here and click continue. And when this is active, what happens is that this particular assistant will handle all the customers' questions. But I'm not going to do that over here. I want to handle the customers' questions only using this sort of business text information we have provided. So let me click continue over here. And prompt templates. So you can even create whatever the prompts you want over here and use it as well. So here we have test BA and hi as well. So let me create a new one over here. New one too, something like that. I can put random names over here, and it says you are a helpline. Here you can actually add whatever the business information you want, and even here you can add some sort of frequently asked questions as well here. So let me simply click delete these two and simply click save over here. So here you can create your own prompt templates as well, and if you want to use one of those prompt templates you create, what you can do is you can simply go to the integrations ChatGPT and click on edit. So instead of using this particular business information, you can simply choose whatever the prompt template you want to use. So here new one too is the one I created. If you want to use that one, you can simply click continue. So that's how you can actually use either prompt templates or assistant or simple textual information over here when triggering the ChatGPT. So you have different you can actually choose one of these three. So here I'm going to go with this business information prompt over here. That's it. So that's about assistants and prompt templates. So as I mentioned, ChatGPT triggers. So it actually allows you to collect data and trigger the flows. So let me click on manage over here. And here we have some ChatGPT triggers already created. For example, sign up for fitness tips. So let me show how this actually looks like. So the name of the ChatGPT trigger is sign up for the fitness tips. So whenever a particular person say they want to sign up for the fitness tips, or if they actually ask like, do you have a newsletter or something like that, then this particular ChatGPT trigger will be used to collect the customer information. So here it says, what does this trigger do? Allows customer to sign up for the fitness tip, and what sort of information you want to collect: the customer name, email, and phone number. So here we are actually collecting these three details from the customer. And here what flow is triggered. So here we actually choose one flow, fitness tips leads. So let me show that flow as well. So let me go to the flows over here. So if I go to the fitness tips leads over here, you can find this particular flow. So this particular flow actually send the customer details we actually collected using this ChatGPT trigger to the Google Sheets. So that's why we actually connected this sort of flow over here. And also you can also send that particular confirmation message to the customer. Thank you, you have been now added to the fitness newsletter. So if you want, you can actually assign this conversation to an agent at any time you want by using an inbox action over here. So actions inbox, here you can have all those actions: assigning conversation, transferring conversation to a human, you can mark as follow-up, even you can add notes as well, as you see here. So that's just about the flow which is triggered when all these three details are collected from the customer. So to create your own, you can simply click on add, and here you can name whatever the trigger you want to, what sort of name, what does this trigger do, and here you can actually specify what sort of details. For example, if you choose email here you can simply choose the custom system field email over here. So likewise, you can easily create your own ChatGPT triggers over here. So as you see here, we already have this sign up for fitness tips ChatGPT trigger. So the important thing is that you have to go back over here after you create a ChatGPT trigger, and if you want to use that particular ChatGPT trigger within your chatbot, then this is a very important step. So in the ChatGPT trigger, you have to select the particular ChatGPT trigger and activate it. Then only when a particular customer says they want to sign up for the newsletter, or if they actually ask about the newsletter, then the customers will be prompted with all the information about the prompt over here, and also we'll also able to collect the name, email address and phone number, and also save those details in the relevant custom fields, and also to send the particular data to the Google Sheet as well. So you have to make sure this is active as well over here. Sign up for fitness tips. So that's it. That is just a quick overview of our OpenAI ChatGPT integration, including all these features we have. So let's test this out. So let me send a message hi over here and see what happens. And here we actually received hello, how can I assist you today? So let me ask, do you have a newsletter? So let me ask this sort of question over here and see what happens. So when I ask, do you have a newsletter? It says, yes, we do have a fitness tips newsletter. If you're interested in signing up, I can help you with that. Are you located in Austin, Texas? So if I say a different location, it simply rejects the customer. So it actually asks whether I am actually located. I will say simply yes, and then it will simply collect my email, my name, email and phone number. Let's see what happens. Great, to sign up, could you please provide me with your name, email and phone number? So let me add some name over here, and let me provide some email over here, and also let me add some phone number as well. All right, I provided name, email and phone number. So now this particular information will be sent to the Google Sheet as well, and also it says thank you, you have been now added to the fitness newsletter. If I go to this omnichannel inbox, we should see all these details over here, just in email, those details. And also if you remember, the conversation is already assigned to an agent as well. The reason is that we actually have an action to assign this particular conversation to an agent, so that's why this particular conversation need to assign to an agent over here. If we go to the Google Sheet, whatever the details we provided through the chat, it's already here, the last data over here. So actually everything is working as expected. You can also use the OpenAI ChatGPT integration within the flow builder as well. So let me show how to do that. So if I go to the flows and let me create a new flow name, OpenAI ChatGPT flow. So if this is active, then all the questions asked by the customers will be handled by OpenAI ChatGPT. But if you want to customize the customer's experience, for example, only if they requested some sort of help from you, then only you want to use AI to respond to that, then we can actually do that. So for that, we actually need to create a new flow. So actually I created a new flow named as OpenAI ChatGPT flow. See how to use a ChatGPT actions within the flow builder. So if you go to actions and OpenAI over here, you can have different kind of actions over here. You can generate text, use prompt, you can use assistant, or you can even generate image, and also you can have convert speech to text, text to speech, those kind of possibilities over here. Let's see how to do this. So let me create a new flow. Let me create a simple flow over here. So let me say hello, And here, let's say if someone says need help, and let me create another button, visit website. And when someone says visit website, we want to send them to chatbots.com. So this is a very simple flow over here. And when someone says need help, we can simply ask them what is your question. Simple as that. And we want to save this particular question customer's input in a customer field. So you can actually create a new field. So let me create a new field as customer question. So whatever the question asked by the customer in this particular chatbot will be saved in this particular field called as customer question. And so once they actually ask some sort of question, what we can do is we can actually send that particular question to the OpenAI. For that, you can simply create action, and let me choose actions, and here OpenAI over here. Here you can use better to use generate text advanced if you want to add some sort of business information as well. So here generate text advanced over here. Here you can add that same prompt over here. So what I can do here is that I can simply edit over here and click on this particular thing, paste it over here. That's it. And here the user input, you can actually use this last input as well, because it automatically tracks the last message sent by the user. It's fine as well. Otherwise you can actually use whatever the field we used before. So let me, and for the output we can use AI output. So if you don't find any fields over here, you can simply create a text field named as AI output or whatever the field you want and save it as well. And you can, here you can set the temperature, and here you can, if you want, you can actually use this trigger as well. So let me click continue over here, and if you click on this one and connect this one, so then what happens is that we will send this sort of message to the customer, need help, and when they ask some sort of questions, we actually use this OpenAI flow builder action over here, and we will send a response back to the customer. So the response from the OpenAI is actually saved in this AI output field as you see here. So what we can do here is that we can simply use call that AI output over here, curly bracket AI, then we can simply select that one. So if we say I have another question or another question, so let me simply say another question, and if they tap on this button, we will simply send them back here. So here we have created a simple flow. So here we can actually test this OpenAI action in the flow builder over here. So what I can do here is that I can simply create publish link over here and get the web chat link and paste it over here. So we will be actually sent to this specific flow we just created. So here we are actually receiving this sort of message. So if I click on visit website, it will take me to chatbots.com over here. And if I say need help, it simply asks what's your question. So let me ask what is the email. It should actually respond to us using the email address of the particular gym. So it says info@textgym. And if they say another question, they could simply ask another question as well. So here if I say thanks, it should say you are welcome, something like that. If you have any questions, something like that, you are welcome. If you have any question, need doesn't, feel free to ask. So that's how this particular OpenAI action in the flow builder works. Now let's see what is a default reply. So it is the default response that your chatbot will send to the users when the chatbot actually doesn't know how to respond to the user message. Use a condition on your starting step if you want to send different messages based on the user channel, and for now default reply is switched off. Before that, if you want to use this default reply feature over here, First of all, if you go to integration, OpenAI ChatGPT, make sure this is switched off, because if this is switched on, then this will actually handle all the questions asked by the customers, because even if the chatbot actually doesn't know, it will use OpenAI ChatGPT to respond to the customers based on the particular business information you have provided over here. So first you have to disable this one over here. And now if you go to general and click on whatever the flows, so let me refresh this page first. And now if you go to default reply, and here we have this OpenAI ChatGPT flow. So the ChatGPT flow actually looks like this. So what happens is that every time a particular customer sends you any sort of message, this particular first message flow will be sent to the customer, and based on the responses they will receive other messages as well. So here, let me click save, and now let me open inbox and delete that particular chat, so that we can actually start from fresh. So let me delete that particular chat over here. All right, so now let me refresh this one over here, and as you see here, we received this sort of message over here. So even if I send some sort of message, hi, it will still send this sort of message, because this is the flow is actually set up as the default reply. So that's why I'm actually heading this particular response again and again. Hope you get the idea over here. But if I click on need help, and if I ask any sort of questions, it simply respond to the customer by using the AI, because when they actually ask some sort of questions under what is your question, we actually have that particular flow build setup, OpenAI action setup to handle that particular customer when they actually ask some sort of questions under what is your question area over here. For others, we actually set up this whole flow as the default reply. And if you go see default reply, so that's why when a particular customer send some sort of random messages over here, it simply respond to this respond with this particular kind of default reply over here. Hope it makes sense. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you.